I have been writing for about 17 years, since 2008. And this one is a book of short stories.
David Walliams is a name that has become almost inseparable from Britain's Got Talent. For many years, his funny jokes, warm laughter, and emotional moments on the judges' panel made him one of the most loved figures in the show's history. When he pressed the golden buzzer for an act, fans could see how deeply he cared about the contestants and their stories. His chemistry with Simon Cowell, Amanda Holden, and Alicia Dixon turned the panel into something special. Part comedy show, part family. But behind that joyful and confident personality that millions saw on TV, David Walliams has faced many silent battles in his personal life. His journey from a cheerful television star to a man dealing with heartbreak, public pressure, and mental health struggles is both inspiring and painful. He has made people laugh around the world, but few truly understand the sadness he has experienced when the cameras stopped rolling. His story shows that even those who make others smile often carry deep pain of their own, pain that fame and fortune cannot easily heal. David Walliams was born in London in 1971, and from a young age, he showed a love for acting and comedy. He was creative, sensitive, and full of imagination. But while other kids might have dreamed of fame, David's childhood wasn't as happy as it looked from the outside. He often felt like he didn't fit in, especially at school, where he struggled with confidence and a feeling of being different. His parents supported him, but like many children with artistic minds, David sometimes found it difficult to understand himself. He later described his younger years as a time of confusion, a period where he tried to hide his insecurities behind humor. That became a lifelong pattern, making people laugh as a way to cover up pain. As he grew older, he discovered that comedy wasn't just his passion, it was his shield. He studied drama at the University of Bristol, and soon started performing in comedy groups, dreaming of one day making it big on British television. But behind every joke, there was a lonely young man who wanted acceptance, love, and peace of mind. David's breakthrough came with Little Britain, the sketch comedy show he co-created with Matt Lucas. The show became a massive hit across the UK, turning both men into household names almost overnight. Audiences loved their strange characters, over-the-top humor, and clever social commentary. It was bold, shocking, and incredibly funny. However, as fame grew, so did the pressure. People expected David to be funny all the time, even when he didn't feel like it. The success of Little Britain also came with controversy. Some sketches were criticized years later for being offensive, which brought him unwanted attention and backlash. Fame, once exciting, started to feel heavy. Still, David pushed forward, joining Britain's Got Talent in 2012, where his personality quickly made him a fan favorite. On BGT, he wasn't just a comedian. He was a storyteller, a friend to contestants, and sometimes the heart of the show. His kindness and humor balanced Simon Cowell's seriousness, making the show more human and emotional. Yet behind that glowing smile, David was silently fighting his own inner storms. Behind the lights, applause, and red carpet glamour, David Walliams faced one of the darkest struggles anyone can endure: depression. He has been open about it in interviews and in his autobiography, admitting that his mental health challenges have haunted him for years. Depression, he said, often comes without warning, making him feel lost and empty even when everything around him seems perfect. For a man known for spreading joy, these emotions felt confusing and cruel. He once revealed that during some of his most successful times on TV, he would go home feeling completely broken inside. Fame didn't protect him. It made things worse, as people expected him to always be happy. Walliams even spoke about moments when he felt he couldn't go on, when the pain of living with depression became too much. Yet he found strength through therapy, friends, and his love for writing and swimming. His openness about mental health has helped countless fans realize that it's okay not to be okay, even for someone as famous and talented as David Walliams. In 2010, David Walliams married model Lara Stone, and the couple soon became one of Britain's most admired celebrity pairs. Their love story seemed beautiful, a comedian and a supermodel, both successful and deeply in love. They welcomed a son, Alfred, and fans saw David as finally finding happiness. But after 5 years, their marriage ended in divorce. The breakup left David heartbroken. He had spoken openly about how much he loved Lara and how family meant everything to him. Losing that connection was devastating. Even though he tried to stay positive for his son, the pain of separation was visible in his interviews and public appearances. After the divorce, David admitted that loneliness became a huge part of his life. Despite being surrounded by fame and friends, he felt empty when he went home. The laughter that once filled his days became quieter, and he started to focus more on writing children's books. something that gave him comfort and purpose during the difficult times. While many know David Walliams as a judge or comedian, his work as an author has touched millions. His children's books, like Gangsta Granny and Mr. Stink, are loved by readers all over the world. They're filled with humor, warmth, and lessons about kindness and acceptance, values that reflect his true heart. Writing gave David a safe space to express feelings he couldn't always share on stage. Each book carried pieces of his own life: loneliness, love, and the desire to be understood. Beyond writing, he's been involved in charity work, including swimming long distances to raise money for causes like sport relief. He swam the English Channel and the River Thames, proving his strength and determination. These efforts showed another side of him. Not just a celebrity, but a man who wanted to make a difference. Helping others gave him a sense of peace, even when his personal life felt uncertain. It reminded people that David Walliams was more than a TV star. He was someone who cared deeply about the world around him. In recent years, David's career faced turbulence again when some old recordings from Britain's Got Talent leaked, showing him using inappropriate language off camera. The incident caused a media storm, and he eventually stepped down from his judging role on BGT in 2022. It was a painful chapter in his life, one that damaged his image and left fans divided. For someone who had spent years making people laugh and feel good, this backlash was emotionally devastating. David later apologized, saying he deeply regretted the comments and never meant to hurt anyone. Still, the internet can be unforgiving, and the criticism took a toll on his confidence. After leaving the show, he chose to stay away from the spotlight for a while, focusing instead on writing and spending time with his son. The situation showed how fragile fame can be. One mistake, one misunderstanding, and years of goodwill can disappear overnight. For David, it was another reminder of how quickly life can change, even for those who seem to have it all. After stepping away from Britain's Got Talent, David Walliams' life changed dramatically. The show had been his home for a decade, a place where he built strong friendships and shared unforgettable moments. Leaving it behind wasn't easy, and many fans missed his warmth and humor. Still, David used this time for reflection. He spent more time with his son, worked on new books, and even explored new creative projects. Friends close to him have said that he's calmer now, focusing more on peace than publicity. He's learned that happiness doesn't always come from fame or applause, but from small, quiet moments with the people you love. Even though he isn't on television as much as before, his influence continues through his writing and charitable efforts. In many ways, David Walliams has turned his pain into purpose. His journey reminds us that it's never too late to rebuild yourself, no matter how difficult the past has been. When people see David Walliams on screen, they often see the entertainer, funny, confident, and larger than life. But the real David is far more complex. He's a man who has faced mental illness, heartbreak, controversy, and loneliness, yet continues to stand tall. He has used humor not only to make others happy, but also to protect himself from sadness. His story teaches us that everyone, even the people who seem happiest, can struggle in silence. He once said that laughter was his way of surviving pain. And in a way, that's what makes him so relatable. Despite the challenges, he continues to inspire millions with his honesty, resilience, and creativity. The tragic parts of his life don't define him. They reveal his strength. David Walliams has shown that even when life breaks your heart, you can still find ways to heal and bring light to others. Today, David Walliams remains one of Britain's most respected entertainers. His career has had highs and lows, but his impact is undeniable. Whether through Britain's Got Talent, his best-selling books, or his charity work, he has touched countless hearts. His openness about depression has encouraged many people to seek help and speak up about mental health. Fame can look like a dream from the outside. The flashing cameras, luxury events, and endless admiration from fans. But for David Walliams, fame was a double-edged sword. It gave him recognition, wealth, and the ability to bring laughter to millions. Yet it also came with intense pressure and loneliness. He often mentioned in interviews that the entertainment industry can be incredibly isolating. Everyone expects you to be perfect, funny, and happy all the time. If you show sadness, people think something is wrong with you. For someone like David, who was naturally sensitive, this was exhausting. The constant public attention made it difficult for him to relax or express his real feelings. Even when surrounded by people, he sometimes felt alone. The more famous he became, the less private life he had. Every relationship, every rumor, every mistake, all became front-page news. That constant exposure slowly wore him down emotionally. It's a painful reminder that fame, while glamorous, often takes away the simple joys of ordinary life, something David Walliams came to understand deeply as he grew older. One of the most heartwarming aspects of Britain's Got Talent was David's bond with his fellow judges. His playful friendship with Simon Cowell became legendary, often turning the show into a comedy act within a talent show. Fans loved watching David tease Simon, give him hugs, and make him laugh. Their chemistry wasn't just for the cameras. It reflected genuine affection and respect. Off-screen, David often spoke about Simon as a close friend who supported him during tough times. Amanda Holden and Alicia Dixon also formed a strong emotional connection with him, describing him as kind, warm, and incredibly generous. During his difficult moments, like when he left the show, his fellow judges expressed sadness and admiration for everything he brought to BGT. They all agreed that his humor made the show lighter and more enjoyable. David wasn't just a judge. He was the emotional heart of the panel. Even though his time on Britain's Got Talent ended, his presence continues to be felt. The laughter he created, the compassion he showed to contestants, and the unique friendship he shared with his co-stars remain some of the best memories in the show's history. After leaving Britain's Got Talent, David Walliams poured his energy into creativity once again. Writing became his form of healing, a way to turn pain into something beautiful. His books often include characters who feel left out, misunderstood, or unloved, reflections of his own feelings growing up. Stories like The Boy in the Dress and Mr. Stink explore themes of kindness, acceptance, and courage to be yourself. Through these stories, David speaks not only to children but also to adults who remember what it feels like to be different. His writing shows incredible empathy and wisdom. It's as if he's telling readers, you are not alone. Even when life feels hard, you can still find joy. This deeper emotional side of his work proves that David Walliams is more than a comedian. He's an artist with a powerful message. His books have been translated into dozens of languages, sold millions of copies, and even turned into films and plays, helping to spread his hopeful message across the world. For David, writing became not just a career, but a lifeline, a way to keep going even when life felt heavy. One of the hardest parts of being in the public eye is dealing with criticism. For David, this has been especially painful. Every action, every comment, and every joke was constantly analyzed by the media and social platforms. While some people laughed and loved his humor, others were quick to judge him harshly. After the leaked recordings controversy, the criticism online was brutal. Even though David apologized, many people refused to forgive or forget. He later admitted that reading negative comments about himself made him anxious and sad. Mental health experts often say that celebrities are just as human as anyone else, and constant public shaming can destroy their self-esteem. David's experience showed exactly that. He tried to stay strong, but it was clear that the words hurt deeply. Over time, he decided to focus less on what others said, and more on rebuilding his peace of mind. He took breaks from social media, and surrounded himself with close friends who truly cared about him. This choice helped him find stability again and reminded him that his worth didn't depend on public approval. It depended on his character and the goodness of his heart. If there's one thing that gives David Walliams true happiness, it's his son, Alfred. Becoming a father completely changed his life. He has often said that fatherhood is the most important role he's ever had. No matter how famous or busy he is, spending time with his son is his greatest joy. After his divorce, David made sure to remain a loving and active father, taking Alfred on holidays, school runs, and creative adventures. In interviews, he has described his son as funny, smart, and kind, qualities that clearly make him proud. Fatherhood also helped him understand what really matters in life. Instead of chasing fame, he started focusing on creating memories with his child. Many believe that Alfred became David's emotional anchor, the reason he kept going even in his darkest times. The bond between them is strong, built on love, laughter, and shared imagination. David often writes about father-son relationships in his books, a reflection of how deeply this connection inspires him. In a world that sometimes felt cold and cruel, Alfred brought warmth and purpose back into David's life. After everything David Walliams has been through, the fame, the success, the heartbreak, and the controversies, he has learned lessons that many people can relate to. He has learned that no matter how famous you are, you can't escape pain or disappointment. He has learned that laughter is powerful, but it can't replace emotional healing. He has learned that forgiveness, both from others and from yourself, is the key to peace. In one of his interviews, he said that failure and sadness are not the end of the story. They are simply parts of being human. This wisdom has made him more humble and compassionate. When fans meet him now, they often describe him as gentle and down-to-earth, a man who listens with real empathy. David's journey shows that strength isn't about pretending to be okay. It's about admitting when you're not, and still choosing to move forward. His story is a powerful reminder that life's hardest moments can shape you into a better, wiser, and more caring person.